Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janelle and this is a Trying to Conceive channel. For all those I new, welcome. Please click subscribe and that notification bell so that you can get more videos as they come. So today we are talking about my pregnancy, miscarriages, and also what we are doing next. So if you are not supposed to be in this video, I'd opt out now, as there will be too much information, and in the Trying to Conceive world, a TMI. So I'm going to begin, and this will be my update. So I fell pregnant and I uploaded this on 12 DPO. Super excited. We were over the moon. Number 6 try. So we have miscarried at 5 already. So to get that positive was just like, I don't know how to explain it. We just thought, you know what, it can't happen again at all. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, this journey is just going to be a beautiful journey. Nothing's going to go wrong. So that's where that stops. The next day I did another test, and it did get a little bit darker, and then as you do, you know, your next day. So as I kept doing my days, those tests didn't really get dark. And I have been through this is my 6th time, and I know exactly what progression does. So I know how dark they should go, and to know that I feel that it's getting healthier. And my appointment was made, I can't even think what day it was, so I think I was 16 DPO on my appointment, so I'll show you in a minute. So I went into my doctor at 16 DPO with my tests, and I might have mentioned in another video that he was basically saying that I was, you know, being paranoid and my tests don't go off them and everything is fine. Start your clexane, start your progesterone. Have your ultrasound in 2 weeks. So next week, well, today is Sunday night, and he was saying on Friday I was supposed to go in for my ultrasound, and that would be, you know, my viability. So anyway, I went in and seen him, and I had my blood test done, and he called me that night and he said it was 24. So being from 12 days to 14 days, I thought, I calculated, being extremely light on 12 days, it'd be 6, and then say 14 would be 12, because you know it doubles. And then I actually told him that figure of 24 that it'd be, and he wrote the number down thinking she's not going to know what that number is going to be. So it was 24, it doubled again. So then I did my pregnancy test again that night, and it got heaps darker. Not extremely darker, but got heaps darker, so I felt so much better in myself. I thought, oh yes, it's going up, you know, like I didn't understand why it plateaued for those 4 days. And then the next day came and it stayed the same, and I think, was it that day? Yeah, so the next day it stayed the same, and basically I think by 6 o'clock the next day it was super light, and I had 1 to 2 hormone digital pregnant the whole time. So then in the morning on the 17th day it was 1 to 2 weeks pregnant. By 6 o'clock that night it said not pregnant, and my heart was ripped into a billion pieces. Brad had left that morning, and I did give my concerns to him, and I said, they've got lighter this morning, and he's like, Bub, don't worry about it, the doctor said this, blah blah blah, you know. And I said, I know my body, I know what the progression should be, there's something's wrong, I know it, you know. And it seems crazy, I know, maybe to some of you, but when you go through pregnancy this many times and you see the progressions on every single pregnancy, you know there's something's wrong. So then he went to work, but he felt awful. He was like, I just feel sick to go to work, because he's going away for 2 weeks. And leaving me in the state I was in, and knowing that, you know, by this point he, you know, kind of believed there's something's happening. So by that night, it said at 6 p.m, not pregnant. The test still showed on a first response, but it was a not pregnant on the digital. So I was absolutely devastated. No cramps, no bleeding, no nothing. Day 18 came, and I woke up in the morning and they got darker again. So they went to nearly nothing on day 17, woke up day 18, dark. Not dark, but dark. And I was totally confused. I'm like, what is going on here? But then by that night, off they went again, light again. So as it progressively went, and I'll show you in a minute, it went till I was 20 DPO. And then I think I started bleeding at 5 weeks. And then there was like, you know, nothing. Actually, I think I was bleeding just before that. So I think I was bleeding about 19 or 20 DPO. And then by the 5 week mark, you can hardly see it. It's like a negative. It's probably like a 3 HCG. So I'll show you now what they did look like. So you may not see, sorry, I've got that in the way. So it started off at 12 DPO, which you could probably just see. And then there's 13 and 14. And see how they just started staying the same? It was only till 16 that it actually did get darker in the evening. And that's the day I got 24, and that would have been around 1 o'clock. And then it got that dark, so I assume it went up even more. So 17 came along, it looked a little bit lighter than 16. And then see that? That is where I got a not pregnant. That's what the kick was. So 11:30, went up a little bit again. And look at that, day 18, how confusing is that? A 2-hour hold, I think that was. Could not believe it. And I was like, wow, what's going on? But then 20, and then 5 weeks. If I try and go in, you probably might be able to just see it. Yeah. So unfortunately, I did start bleeding and I miscarried. I didn't even bother going to get my second HCG. I was supposed to get that the next, I think 2 days after the 16th. So when I was 18 DPO, I didn't. I didn't call my doctor, emailed him. We email and we speak over the phone. And I just said on the email to the ladies that this is what's going on. Please tell Tom that I'm not going to do any more HCG, that I am miscarrying. I hadn't been bleeding by this point, but you can tell by the tests. And yeah, and that I wasn't doing any more HCG, it's just torture. So that I would wait for naturally to miscarry. And that's what happened. So within 2 days I started bleeding. So fast forwarding, it's been really hard. I've had 2 weeks without Brad and I've been here alone the whole time. So just to reflect on what's happening and, what do we do wrong again, and all the extra tablets we're taking. I'm just like, I just don't know. The only thing I can think of is that this was a Clomid cycle, but it was unassisted. So we didn't have any trigger shots. We didn't have, we had ultrasound, of course, and just to make sure I wasn't overstimulated. So we don't want to go and do the deed naturally when we're overstimulated, and we weren't. So everything was natural. It was just because we're on Clomid trying to get my eggs to be more mature. And then the next cycle we would be with a fertility specialist, and she would make sure that it's assisted with trigger shot, the whole IUI. So the only thing I can think of was when I went for my ultrasound day cycle 11, my egg was, or my follicle was 20 millimeters. And when I seen that, I thought, wow, that's a good, that's a good follicle. I should be ovulating any day now. And I actually didn't ovulate till 4 or 5 days later. So a follicle grows between 2 and 3 millimeters a day. So I'm thinking that this egg ended up going bad because it was too big, because they can go bad being too big, or they can turn into a blood cyst. So that's my only thought that's keeping my mind feeling not better, but it's kind of, you know, I feel like all the vitamins we have been taking are working. It's just getting it right. So usually what would happen is if my doctor seen my follicle at 20 millimeters, she would have done a trigger shot, and that egg would have been released within 24 hours or so. And we would have done our IUI and all as well. But I think being so long after, like 4 or 5 days, the follicle would have been too big and it would have gone bad. I'm not 100%, I'm not a medical professional, I just what I look up and research, and you know, I've been down this track before, so I've had a little bit of experience in it. So yeah, unfortunately that has happened, so we have to move on. I did speak to the doctor after that and said, you know, like, what do I do now, you know, and he basically said that because it was so early, they kind of classify it, and it's just awful to hear that it's a chemical pregnancy, but basically because it was so early, my body would just kick straight back into gear and I should ovulate in, you know, 2 weeks, he said. So what we're doing now, Brady's away. I am now on day cycle 9. So in the morning it would be day cycle 10. Normally I start doing my ovulation test probably about 8 or 9, because I'm only a 28-day cycle. Because of the miscarriage, I will start tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, and it's not guaranteed that I'm going to ovulate this month because of the miscarriage. So sometimes I actually miss a month and I don't release an egg. But yeah, we'll keep going. We've got to keep trying. So tomorrow I will be doing my ovulation test. So these are my digitals. So I will start doing those. So my first one should come up as a negative, or yeah, not fertile, because it gives a base reading, and then from then on it'll either give me a not fertile or flashy smile. So, and then I will also back it up, even though I don't like them, I'm still using them, and I don't know if I can focus it because I'm holding the camera. There we go. So I'll back them up with these as well in between, just so I'm not wasting those digitals. So I'll do one a day, and when they start flashing I'll start doing these ovulation as well, and then when they get darker I will then do 2 digitals, just so that I'm using them wisely, because they are $42 in Australia. So yes, that's what we're doing. We're still sticking to all our vitamins. Brad went away and I made up all his vitamins before he went away. This is before I even knew that I was definitely miscarrying. We were still taking the vitamins regardless if I was pregnant or not, because as this has happened 6 times now, he needs to keep taking them, because you can't just fall pregnant and go, oh, I don't need the vitamins anymore, because they actually take about 3 months to take effect in your system. So if he stops taking them, then we have to restart all over again, and we don't, our time, you know, like time isn't on our side. So he has to keep taking them until I'm about 12 weeks, and then he stops. So anyway, restarting again. The only thing that's happening at the moment, which is yet TMI, is I am on day cycle 9. I did have, for maybe 3 days, I had a full bleed and clots from the miscarriage, and then it's been light or nothing, or just random. So I've had to wear like just a light pad every day, and just in the last 2 days it's been like extremely black and clotty as well. So that's just old blood and old clots, so I'm hoping, you know, it all comes out. So that's day 9, and it's like it was a little bit in the morning and then a little bit again at night time, so I'm hoping that's the end of it. Otherwise my temperatures have been a little bit weird as well. Normally they're around 36 to, or well, 36.1 to 36.3 through my period. So, and then until ovulation, and then I get my dip of 36 and back up again. But this time it has been Like one day it was 36.1, one day it was 36.3, one day it was 36.45. I think even one day it was 36.5. So it has been a little bit weird. So hopefully that hasn't affected what's going on and kicking back my natural cycle. If not, you know, there's nothing we can do about it. I have to just try again next month. And on, what's today? The 1st, I think it is. I'm not sure it's the 1st or the 2nd. I am back on day shifts tomorrow. I am an emergency service worker, so I work, you know, 2 days, 2 nights, have 4 on 4 off, but they're very long days. And then when I'm home, I actually work on call 24/7. So I'm working quite a lot, and I think that's something that Brad wants me to stop doing, is working as much as I am. So it's hard to, I might have to give up being on call 24/7 and just stick with my shifts. So we'll see how we go. On Wednesday, I think it is, I go in and see my fertility specialist, and this is for the first round of whatever we're doing. So she'll give me the plan and tell me what to do. But I think in between there, I think she'll wait another month or something. So we might have one, we'll go ourselves, and then yeah, we'll be into the fertility. So yeah, so it's been quite a big week, and I'm sorry I didn't get to you. It's just been a bit of a horrendous week with what I've been going through, and we've just purchased a new Land Cruiser and camping trailer because we're going camping, and there's been so much going on that I haven't been able to really pick up the camera. I had to do a quick one for my 500 subscribers. Oh my gosh, I've reached 500. I'm over 500 now. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. But I had to quickly pick a camera up and do a quick video on that because I wanted to do this giveaway. And I was almost there, and because I was so busy, I nearly missed it. So stay tuned, because on Tuesday night in Australian Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing the draw for that. So everyone's got a couple more days to get in, subscribe, go to Instagram, follow me there and comment below to get into that giveaway. It will be just a little starter pack of trying to conceive for whoever the winner is. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you've got to the end, I'm sorry this is long. I wanted to give you an update on what was going on. Again, please like, subscribe and follow my journey. Click that notification bell and comment below and tell me how if you've had a miscarriage and you know how long it took for you to your body to go back into normal mode, because each time it's been different depending on how long it's been I've been pregnant for. So when I've been pregnant for like 11 weeks, it's taken like 3-4 months sometimes for my cycle to go back to normal. And then I've had miscarriages where I'm ovulating in 14 days, so totally confusing. So thank you all again, and I will see you on Tuesday to see who the winner is. So good luck, everybody. Love to you all, and thank you so much for your support. Chat to you soon. Bye bye.